10 signs that she loves you but is afraid to commit. Have you ever felt that someone truly loves you, but when it comes to commitment, they hesitate? This situation can be confusing and even frustrating, especially when you sense a deep emotional connection but find that commitment seems to be just out of reach. It's a complex and often misunderstood dynamic, where love and fear are intertwined. While someone may have deep feelings for you, the idea of making a long-term commitment can evoke fear, uncertainty, and vulnerability. For many women, this inner conflict between emotional attachment and fear of commitment can stem from various sources. Past experiences, like previous heartbreak or failed relationships, may make them cautious about fully committing. They may also have insecurities about their worthiness or fear of losing their independence. Some women may even struggle with the idea of opening up completely, fearing that doing so will expose them to hurt or disappointment. These emotional barriers create a push-pull dynamic, where love is present, but the leap into a committed relationship feels daunting. In this guide, we'll explore 12 signs that indicate she loves you but is afraid to commit, so you can better understand her feelings. Recognizing these signs is the first step toward navigating the complexities of your relationship, offering patience and understanding as you both move forward. Understanding her hesitations will help you address them with empathy, allowing the connection to grow in a healthy and supportive way. Sign number 1, she talks about the future but avoids defining your relationship. One of the most common signs that a woman loves you but is afraid to commit is when she talks about the future, her plans, dreams, and aspirations, but avoids discussing the specifics of your relationship. She may include you in her long-term visions, talking about places she wants to visit or life goals she hopes to achieve, yet when it comes to defining your relationship, she hesitates. This behavior often stems from her desire to include you in her future but her fear of fully committing to the idea of a defined partnership. Her ability to talk about future plans while avoiding the relationship label reflects a love that is real but clouded by uncertainty. She may want you to be a part of her life moving forward, but the pressure of labeling the relationship, setting expectations, and making long-term commitments feels daunting. This is not a sign of lack of interest, it's more about her emotional readiness to take that final step toward full commitment. While she values the connection deeply, the fear of vulnerability or repeating past mistakes can make her reluctant to put a formal label on what you have. But talking about the future isn't the only way she shows her feelings, her actions also speak volumes. If she is hesitant to define the relationship, watch for other subtle cues in her behavior, which may offer deeper insights into her emotional state and her readiness to commit. Sign number 2, she keeps her emotions hidden. Women who love you but are afraid to commit often keep their emotions close to the chest, showing affection without fully expressing vulnerability. This emotional distance is typically a defense mechanism, born out of a deep-seated fear of getting hurt or rejected. While her actions may clearly demonstrate care, through kind gestures, attentiveness, or the way she prioritizes your needs, she may hold back from expressing the full depth of her feelings. The hesitation to open up fully stems from the fear of making herself vulnerable. She may fear that once she exposes her deeper emotions, she could be hurt, or she may be unsure whether you are ready for the level of commitment she seeks. This reluctance to share her innermost thoughts or feelings is not a sign of indifference. On the contrary, it indicates that she is deeply invested but unsure about taking the emotional risks that come with commitment. Even though she holds back verbally, her actions still speak volumes. She will show her affection in subtle, meaningful ways, perhaps through small acts of kindness, deep listening, or thoughtful gestures. These actions indicate that her feelings are genuine, but her fear of committing emotionally keeps her from fully expressing them. While her emotions may be guarded, her body language can reveal what she's holding back. Subtle cues like her touch, how she positions herself near you, or the warmth in her gaze can give you a better understanding of her deeper feelings, even when her words remain carefully controlled. Sign number 3, she flirts but avoids serious conversations. A woman who loves you but is afraid to commit might engage in flirtatious behavior while simultaneously shying away from deeper, more serious discussions about your relationship. She may tease you playfully, give you compliments, or create a fun, light-hearted atmosphere between the two of you. This flirtation is her way of expressing affection and maintaining a sense of closeness without fully stepping into the territory of commitment. She enjoys the emotional connection but fears the responsibility and vulnerability that comes with formalizing the relationship. Flirting, in this case, serves as a protective mechanism. It allows her to express her feelings without fully surrendering to the idea of a committed relationship, which may feel overwhelming or risky to her. The flirtation creates a sense of excitement and keeps the emotional connection alive, while simultaneously keeping the relationship at a surface level. She may enjoy the playful dynamics and the validation of mutual attraction but is hesitant to discuss more serious topics like future plans or exclusivity. The psychology behind this is rooted in a fear of being vulnerable. By keeping things light and playful, she can avoid confronting her deeper anxieties about commitment and potential rejection. Flirting allows her to maintain emotional closeness without the fear of being trapped or hurt. But flirtation isn't the only sign. Her behavior in difficult situations also sheds light on her fear. Pay attention to how she reacts when the relationship faces challenges or when discussions turn more serious. Her responses will offer additional clues about her emotional barriers. Sign number 4, she avoids labels. A woman who loves you but is afraid to commit may express affection and care in many ways, yet she avoids giving the relationship a label like girlfriend or partner. This reluctance to define the relationship is often tied to her fear of the responsibilities that come with such a commitment. While she deeply cares for you and may even feel emotionally attached, the idea of labeling the relationship makes her feel constrained by expectations or overwhelmed by the pressure to make things permanent. The fear of committing to a label is not a sign of a lack of affection, rather, it signals a deeper internal conflict. She may want to keep things flexible, unsure of whether she is ready for the long-term commitment that labels often imply. The idea of being locked in to a specific role, like a girlfriend or partner, can trigger feelings of uncertainty, making her hesitant to fully embrace the relationship as a permanent one. This is often a sign that her love is genuine, but the commitment feels like a step too far, too soon. This reluctance to define the relationship can reflect a deep affection, mixed with a lack of confidence in her own emotional readiness for long-term commitment. It suggests that, while she loves you, she's unsure whether she's ready to take the next step. Along with avoiding labels, she might struggle with her own emotions, making her hard to read. Her internal battle between love and fear can lead to unpredictable behaviors, which can make her seem inconsistent or difficult to understand. Sign number 5, she gets cold feet when things get too serious. When a woman loves you but is afraid to commit, she may pull back when the relationship takes a more serious turn. This could happen when discussions about moving in together, marriage, or long-term plans begin to surface. While she genuinely cares for you, the idea of making long-term decisions can trigger a deep fear of commitment. This cold feet behavior is often a defense mechanism designed to protect herself from the vulnerability and responsibility that come with deep emotional involvement. The fear of commitment can be overwhelming, especially when the future becomes a tangible reality. She may feel a sense of anxiety or hesitation about the permanence of the relationship, which leads her to distance herself emotionally or physically. This pulling back isn't a reflection of her feelings toward you. It's a result of her fear of making a choice that could potentially lead to disappointment or loss of independence. This cold feet reaction is her way of coping with the pressure of making a lasting commitment. She may not yet feel secure enough to fully embrace the idea of a future together, despite her love for you. But when she does open up, her actions may reveal her true feelings. While she may initially retreat, when the emotional barriers come down, she will often show her love through small, meaningful gestures or deepen her emotional connection with you in private. Sign number 6, she's frequently indecisive. A woman who loves you but is afraid to commit may often appear unsure about decisions or hesitant to commit to plans, whether they are short-term or long-term. This indecisiveness can range from seemingly trivial matters, like choosing where to eat, to more significant choices, such as making plans for the future. This behavior often reflects her fear of making a permanent choice or decision, as she may be afraid of locking herself into a commitment she is not yet ready for. Indecision, in this case, stems from her internal conflict about commitment. She may deeply care for you, but the weight of making decisions that could shape the future of your relationship may overwhelm her. The fear of making the wrong choice or the fear of being emotionally trapped can cause her to hesitate and delay taking any definitive action. This emotional push and pull can lead her to second-guess even the simplest decisions, leaving you feeling frustrated or uncertain about where you stand. Her indecision can be frustrating, but it's also a sign of her emotional conflict. She is torn between her genuine feelings of love and her fear of taking the next step. While she wants to commit, the idea of making a long-term decision feels too daunting. Recognizing this pattern can help you approach her with patience and understanding, knowing that her hesitations are driven by fear rather than a lack of affection. Sign number 7, she is still emotionally attached to her past. A woman who loves you but is afraid to commit may still be emotionally attached to her past, especially if she has unresolved issues from previous relationships. Past heartbreaks, betrayals, or unresolved emotional wounds can have a lingering effect on her ability to fully commit to someone new. While she may care deeply for you, the scars of past experiences can make it difficult for her to fully open up and trust in the future of the relationship. Her emotional baggage from the past may cause her to hesitate before diving into a serious commitment, even though her feelings for you are genuine. She may love you but still carry a fear of being hurt again, or she might be subconsciously comparing your relationship to past experiences. This emotional attachment to her history can cause her to hold back, even when she feels ready to move forward. The fear of repeating past mistakes can create a sense of emotional paralysis, preventing her from fully embracing the idea of a long-term commitment. Her emotional history isn't the only thing influencing her feelings, her current actions matter too. While past experiences can certainly shape her hesitations, it's important to pay attention to how she behaves with you now. If she shows affection, trust, and a desire to grow with you, these are signs that, despite her past, she is trying to build something new with you. Understanding her emotional history allows you to approach her with empathy and support as she works through her fears. Sign number 8, she acts distant when you get too close. A woman who loves you but is afraid of commitment might distance herself when you get too close, either emotionally or physically. This can manifest in various ways. She might pull back from intimate conversations, become less responsive, or physically retreat when you try to get closer. This distancing behavior is often a defense mechanism, a way for her to protect herself from the vulnerability that comes with deeper emotional connection and the fear of long-term commitment. As much as she may care for you, the idea of fully opening up and becoming emotionally dependent on someone can trigger feelings of anxiety. She may subconsciously withdraw when things feel too serious, as a way to maintain control over the situation and avoid feeling too vulnerable. The closer you get, the more real the commitment feels, and this can be overwhelming for her, despite her love for you. This behavior isn't a reflection of her lack of feelings or interest. Instead, it's a sign that her fear of commitment is causing her to pull back when things feel too intense. The fear of being hurt, losing her independence, or facing future uncertainties often prompts her to distance herself, even if she wants to be closer to you. But her actions may not always be as distant as they seem. Her true feelings are often hidden in plain sight. Even when she pulls back, you may still notice subtle signs of affection, like small gestures of care, warmth in her eyes, or moments of closeness when she's ready to let her guard down. Sign number 9, she keeps bringing up what-if scenarios. A woman who loves you but is afraid to commit might frequently bring up hypothetical, what-if scenarios about the future, while avoiding actual commitments. These scenarios might involve questions like, what if we moved in together, or what if things don't work out down the road? Although these questions may seem like casual conversations, they reflect her deep-seated fear of uncertainty. While she expresses emotional attachment, she remains hesitant to make concrete plans or commitments, as the fear of being trapped or making the wrong decision holds her back. This behavior stems from her fear of the unknown. The idea of making a permanent choice or locking herself into a committed relationship feels overwhelming. The what-if questions are her way of testing the waters without fully diving in. She might want to keep things open-ended, unsure of what the future holds and whether she is emotionally ready for the permanence that commitment brings. Even though she brings up these uncertain scenarios, it's important to recognize that this behavior is not a sign of a lack of love, it's a reflection of her fear of the emotional consequences of long-term commitment. She may genuinely care for you but struggles with the anxiety that commitment triggers. But even with this fear, her deeper feelings often reveal themselves in the way she behaves around you. Her actions, like the way she seeks your support, shows affection, or includes you in her life, can indicate that, despite her fear, she wants a future with you. Sign number 10, she shows strong affection, but not in public. A woman who loves you but is afraid to commit may shower you with affection in private but avoid public displays of love. She may express deep care and affection behind closed doors, through tender gestures, intimate conversations, or frequent physical closeness. However, when you're in public or around others, she may pull back and avoid holding hands, hugging, or openly showing her feelings. This discrepancy between her private and public behavior often stems from her fear of judgment or her internal struggle with commitment. In public, she may feel uncomfortable with the idea of labeling your relationship or exposing the depth of her emotions, especially if she's unsure about long-term commitment. The fear of being vulnerable in front of others or the pressure of societal expectations can make her hesitant to express her love openly. This doesn't mean she doesn't care, it simply reflects her fear of being judged or feeling trapped in a committed relationship that she's not yet ready to embrace fully. Her private actions, however, tell a different story. When it's just the two of you, she may show her affection freely, creating a deeper emotional bond. These private moments reflect her genuine feelings for you, even if she's not ready to take those feelings into the public realm. Her public behavior is a reflection of her own internal struggles, but her private actions reveal the true depth of her love. Understanding this difference can help you approach her with patience, offering the space and reassurance she needs to move past her fears. Throughout this guide, we've explored 10 signs that indicate a woman loves you but is afraid to commit. From avoiding labels and discussing hypothetical futures to expressing emotional conflict and acting differently around others, these behaviors point to a deep emotional attachment tempered by fear. Her actions may seem confusing at times, but they all stem from a complex mixture of love, insecurity, and hesitation about taking that final step into a committed relationship. By recognizing these signs and offering the right support, you can help her move past her fears and build a lasting connection. In doing so, you'll foster a deeper bond that will allow both of you to grow together, creating a relationship that's rooted in trust, love, and emotional security.